Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. What we're doing today, I've been started a YouTube channel. I'm doing a bunch of video editing. So my little computer, which is way too slow for video editing, but anyway, I added a monitor and I had to do some spacing and whatnot. So my little PC is getting in the way on my desk. So what I plan to do, it's 7 by 7 by about an inch and a half tall. So it's just a little guy. What I plan on doing is I got a piece of sheet metal here, and I'm going to make a little bracket, a little U-shaped bracket I can screw under the desk, and the PC can sit on top of it. So I've got my little El Cheapo Princess Auto little sheet metal bender, and we'll bend ourselves up. I may paint it. Oh, I'm going to paint it for sure, but I might even powder coat it. So, but either way, we'll include that in a video or make it into the second one. Either way, it's all loosey-goosey around here. So we'll adjust the camera angle and get you in on the layout. Okay, first of all, to get started with my center line. I just like to work from the center out because that's kind of the way I work. So I get 15 inches. So we're talking 7.5 makes 15. And mark that out. Center line. Okay, so my PC, 7 inches wide. I want to leave a little bit of room. So let's go 8. So that's 4 inches either side. So we're going to lay that out. And I'm going to go on the 5-inch mark into the tape measure. It's always bum-hooey, bent, whatnot. Don't rely on it. I could use a straight. As a matter of fact, don't go anywhere. Okay, a friend of mine that used to work with me, he was a big fan of a metal ruler and taught me a whole lot. So the end of the ruler is actually indexed back. So you can't use the end of the ruler to kind of measure from. You got to measure from the start line. So that's because the end of the ruler gets all gnarly, just like the tape measure gets all gnarly, and you lose your critical dimension. So we wanted 8 inches. We're going to go 4 inches either way. So now I can lay on my 4-inch mark and mark off at my 0 line, which is not the end of the ruler. And over here, I'll mark off 8 inches. And there's that. Okay. Okay. So from here, 90-degree bend up, 90-degree bend up, that's going to give us our cradle. And then we have to make ears. We said we were going to go 2 inches. So again, using the magic tape, I'm going to go 2 inches. There's no sense in actually, we got the material. They're not going to cut this off. We have the material, so I'm going to go 2.5 inches. That's giving me a little bit more airspace. Let the cooling fan do its thing. So I'll mark that at 2.5. We'll go over on this side at 2.5. And yeah, we're in Canada here. Should be using the metric system. I'm not. In the trades, we went back and forth depending on what job site we were on. If it was a government job like a school or something like that, we were in metric. And if we were on a just a general Joe citizen job site, it was in imperial. So I used to be able to swing back and forth. Don't take that out of context. And but for now, I'm staying in imperial. All right, there's my layout. Now you have to think about your bends. If this was going to be a compound bend, if I wanted to make a box, I'd have to think which bend I would do first because it's going to get in the way on that style of bender, which you can't see in the frame. So I'm going to bend these up, so that'll bring this up 90 degrees. And then I can bend these out, and that theoretically should keep everything out of the road. So we'll change the camera angle here and get you up to the bender. Okay, so little things like this, I don't know if you can see it, just bent up in the corner, just finding that out here now. So it's dolly that stuff flat. So we're going to bend this up 90 degrees. And how you don't get a roll magic square here, you don't wind up with getting your stuff all on an angled angle. You use your square to get your material in your vise, or pardon me, in your clamp, straight and square, and I go center line. So if you guys have been watching my stuff on the channel at all, accuracy is like horseshoes and hand grenades. I'm in center line. It's going to be 8 inches ish. So let's make the bend. Let's tighten this up in the vise. And from here, we're going to check our bend. Get her a little bit more. And it's got to come a little back. And okay, that's got 90 degrees. Now we're going to bend the other side. Okay, we'll jig this up straight and square and center of the line. Snug things up. And see where we go. Haha, just a blonde one too much. Okay. There we are. There's our first shape. Now, remember what I said, which bend you want to do first? You have to think these things through. Trust me, I made enough mistakes. Now, I have to transfer this line over to this side, because I'm going to go in the bender this way in order to get this splayed out. I can't, because my line is over here. This isn't going to work, because I'm going to wind up with a compound bend. So let me transfer my mark. All right, got my mark now transferred to the other side. So I can get it here. One of these days I'm going to mount this to a proper bench. My workbench is wood. I got to get a proper fab bench and maybe a clamp bench or whatnot and stuff like this and get mounted down. But you know, everything in due time. Going to square us up again, which looks pretty good. Just get things interesting. This top is loose, and that's what I've been squaring off of. I should be squaring off this front edge like this, which means I'm going to get a different square. Okay, this little guy is going to do the job for me. If you were able to be overhead here, you'd see it, but I can just line up the front edge of this square with the front edge of the bender and snug things down and see what happens. Here's our little square. Oh, dead nuts perfect. First go. I like it. Now what do I do? Can't undo it. The guys were smart enough. Lift up, turn them 180 degrees, so it's spring loaded. So for a cheap little bender, not a bad tool. There you go. That one's done. Let's do the next. You gotta flip the square over like 12 times in order to figure out which way the right way is. And I'm happy with that. Being right there. Let's do a little double check of how much material we got left over there. From here to here is 7 centimeters to the outside. Why did I go metric? Because that's the side of the ruler I was reading. Told you, I go both ways. Oh, and this is in the road. Dummy. There you go. A little bit of lipstick and mascara. A couple of holes. We'll hang it onto the bench. Right on. Pretty happy with it. By the way, if you paint this and you use Sharpie, the Sharpie's going to react with the paint. I'll probably paint this white. Actually, the PC's black, so I'll paint it black. But regardless, you want to take a little bit of brake clean and wash the Sharpie off because it reacts to the paint and it'll bleed right through. So I'll get the rest of this done. I'll take you along with me. All right, I got everything through the bender. Brake, not a bender. It bends stuff, but it's called a brake. I don't know why. Okay, so we're gonna clean this up with a little bit of brake clean. I'll go get that now. Okay, just a little trick here. Throttle body cleaner. This stuff washes everything off, but it doesn't leave a clear residue for paint. So a little bit of throttle body cleaner to start. You can see it. Yeah, it's virtually gone, but it leaves a little bit of a residue. It does not take much. And when it comes to money, I'm tighter than bark to a tree, so I'm a minimalist when it comes to this sort of thing. So there you go. Except for that spot there. There. Clean. Except a little bit of a hose down with brake clean. Because that's going to run off and evaporate off and take basically whatever grease, dirt, fingerprints, whatever. I got to drill a couple holes in it. Okay, because we're not building a spaceship, we're going to use my tape. Wherever the hell I put it. Right here. All right. 6 inches. I'm going to go 1 inch in and 1 inch in. Now you want to get these holes, you know, in line. Nice big fat Sharpie. Just use it as a guide. These 2 lines, the exact same distance off of this face because of the fatness of the writing stick. Inch, inch. There So I'm gonna head over to the drill press, which is right there, and well, I'll see if I can get you over there with me. Okay, I'm not center punching anything, and we'll just make this happen. There, exactly nowhere near it was supposed to be. But you try to drill a hole looking through a camera. Okay, little magic tool there, little reamer. You can knock off the burrs and get it done on both sides here. There. No more leaks from your thumbs. So, okay, I'll clean up the rest of this. We'll give it a hit of paint. All right, I got this little booth here, and works quite nicely for picking up powder coating and paint and that sort of stuff. So the fan over there makes a ton of noise. We'll see what happens on video with how much noise it makes, whether you can hear what I'm saying, but I'm gonna go turn it on. Alrighty. I challenge any of you guys to spray paint through a cell phone screen, but the idea is to get it as nice and tacky as possible. And hey, I show you all the warts and all. Like I said before, nozzle just plugged up, so I got nothing. Wouldn't that be funny if it just came loose right now and soaked my phone? All right, clean up on all six. Got to clean this tip. All right, for those of you that want to know how I clean spray can tips, this is brake cleaner. You take a spray can tip, put it on the brake clean. There you have it. Clean tip. If it fits in the can straight away, then you don't need this tube. But in the meantime, woohoo! Yeah, that's how you clean the tip. Okay, after a couple of failed attempts at cleaning that tip, we'll grab a different can. I think you get the idea. I'm going to finish painting without holding you in my hand. Otherwise, I'm going to wind up wasting a lot of paint and wasting a lot of your time. Got the fan shutting down, and it's nice and quiet. Now, I'm just going to let this hang here probably for 24 hours. I'll come and pick it up tomorrow, and we'll get it installed. Paint's had a chance to dry, and we're actually got a little bit of dusty feeling to it. Interesting. Anyway, okay, so and we'll take it to the house and put it in place. Okay, here we are. Under my desk. This is the little PC. This is a nice little unit, except for the dust. So this is going to mount something like that right there. Very difficult to do with one hand. I get this in here. Nobody freak out, I've turned it off so the hard drive is not going to crash. Besides, it's a solid state. It'll be just fine. Right-handed world. There. Simple. Installed. And there's the finished result. I appreciate you spending some time with me. Thanks for watching.